get along with the Africans, and they don't get along with us. They've been taught to hate us and dislike us and think we're a fool. And we've been taught we don't like their attitude. They act like they're superior because we're walking around talking about we are African Americans. We're not African Americans. We are American Africans. This is how African look that's been indoctrinated with all the nonsense of America. This is how an African looks when they have been robbed of their God, their politics, and their principles. We are a result. This is what it looks like.
African Americans are telling me in my comments, because I'm not from here, I don't have the right to speak about them. I've heard too many times that African Americans believe that we Africans look down upon them when we come to this country, that we think we're better than them. It's false. When we were young in Africa, we worshipped African Americans. Yes. We changed our names to African Americans. My friends in school were called Jim Brown, Black Moses. Yes.
Wow.
I was called Superfly.
Okay.
Yes.
Go King.
Blacks in Africa, the barbershop, we go to barbershop until blacks started wearing afro, and we stopped and we started wearing afro.
Really?
We blacks hated our own fabric, the dashiki, until African Americans made it popular in the 70s, and we all started wearing it back. As a case, I had his albums. We've watched all the movies. Kool-Aid High, TNT Jackson, A Hell Up in Harlem, Detroit 9000, Truck Turner, you name it. And then we go home and we're trying to practice how they speak and all that. That was when we were in Africa. Ask any African who went through the 60s and 70s. They'll tell you, oh, we love them. Maya Angelou moved to Ghana, and she was like a sister. 14 years she lived in Ghana. Her son had an accident and broke his leg and arm in Ghana. African Americans are telling me in my comments, because I'm not from here, I don't have the right to speak about them. Do you know W.E.B. Du Bois? Do you know where he died? He died in Ghana, was buried in Ghana, and Nkrumah built a center for Pan-African studies. He came to Africa, the first black PhD holder from Harvard, W.E.B. He came to Ghana, Africa, to tell us that our best way is to be Pan-Africanist. We listened to him. We didn't tell him, who are you to come from the United States and tell us what to do? There's a guy called Kwame Ture. He was formerly called Stokely Carmichael. He's the one who came up with Black Power, Black Power. Do you know where he is right now? In Guinea, in Africa, with pistols on his hip. When you go into my comments, African Americans are saying, I don't know anything about them. Hear me. Know you, the African Americans, more than you know yourself. Why? Because I am coming from the place where they brought you from. So when I got here and I looked at you, I see too much of us in you, and that's why we stay away from you.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing good from wherever you're watching me from, and thank you for sparing your time to pass by here to check on what we have. So in this video, we're going to talk about something we speculate about so much. We talk about this a lot, and this is the love, the hate, the misunderstanding, and anything in between. Africans versus African Americans. This is a hot debate, and there's so much about the relationship between these two people. Now, there is a video I came across. I'd love us to watch this video, but I'd really personally love to see or to hear what you think about this. If you can leave me a comment, I'd really appreciate. So let's watch this video.
Sir? Hey. Stealing. I think I wasn't going to catch him. What are you doing, sir? Do you have your receipt?
Don't you see me with a receipt, sir?
I just want to make sure, man. You look like you were up to no good, and we don't play that in my store.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious, sir.
Can you take a look at my receipt?
Let me see this. Open the bag, please. Open the bag.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Okay, you check out, man. Listen, you look like you were up to no good, and we don't play that around here.
So you actually thought that I will come to steal here?
Yeah, man.
Why?
Why?
Huh?
Yes, I do.
Well, why did you think I was stealing?
Because you were walking around only for one item, man. You could have gone to the gas station for that.
No.
Why'd you have to come to Walmart?
No. You actually stopped me because of my color. Because you think I'm a black person, so I could probably be a thief.
I'm the same color, man. But I don't care.
Exactly.
You look
That's
like...
why you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, but you look like you're up to no good, man. I know your kind. I've seen you around
So
before.
you think our people are
No,
up to no
it's not
good?
our people, man. It's your people. My people are here at Walmart.
So you make it worse. My people, Africans.
Yes.
I'm just like you, bro.
You're nothing like me. We're nothing alike, so don't even compare us.
Bro,
Hey, I checked your receipt. You're good. Now get out of here.
you should be very ashamed of
Before I
yourself.
call the cops, man.
You see,
Do you want problems?
You're the reason why.
Hey, you're gonna stop talking to me like that, okay? Take your receipt and get on out of here. Get on out of here.
It's sad.
You got to the count of 3.
Everybody
1,
talking about you
2,
guys and us. Now
3.
you're showing it.
No, I don't care. You're gonna have to get
You
out of
don't
here.
care.
Sir, go. Sir, have a nice day.
You should be very ashamed of yourself.
This motherfucker come in our store.
Well, to be honest, that is, I find this video very heartbreaking. Totally uncalled for, especially now that the guy that is being filmed, the African, has not provoked, is just walking, apparently from shopping, and he's going, and he hasn't provoked in any way. But this guy, now he continues to say that your people, so this does go ahead to include other people out of this video, out of their conversation or their dialogue. So your people like you, could be up to no good. I know you. I know people like you. He says that. And this guy, he asked, African people? And he says, yes. And at some point, you realize that there is an agreement that, yeah, we're of the same skin color, but you're African. And apparently, because he's black, I think he's an African American, but he says we're not the same. And so he suspects this guy because he's an African American against an African. This is truly sad. I find it truly sad. I don't know what you think about this. Not just sad, heartbreaking. So what is it about Africans and African Americans? And we're all black people. And blackness, and I have always defined this, and many people might have their own definition of blackness, but for me, blackness is not just a skin color. It is an identity. It's a communal identity. It is a racial identity and a political identity at the same time. And it is what should actually, if it has never been that factor to have us stick together, then it is time we really consider that. Because in a world where we're all viewed as black people and people of the same, of African descent, of African origin, we can't afford to be working like this. It's impossible. Blackness takes different definitions, but we can conclude to that definition of mine as being a sense of community for all of us. In Africa, for example, and I have said this before, blackness does not rank very high when it comes to identifying ourselves. You only realize you're black when you leave Africa. But the only reason for that is it's because in Africa, virtually everybody is black. So if you are to belong to a community, then you probably we in Africa try to narrow down to nationality or nationalism, and then down to tribes, and then maybe further down to clans, because after all, everybody is black. Unlike the case in America, where And I know that amongst the people that really value their blackness are African Americans, because it is their sense of community right there. And because they have a neighbor who they can contrast to or against that doesn't look like them. Unlike in Africa, where everybody, your neighbor and your neighbor's neighbor, are all black. So, but really coming to think about this historically, and I have come across videos of African Americans apologizing on how they treated Africans initially, because we all are from a corrupted system that doesn't tell us the truth, that doesn't say where and when everything began. But the truth is, I have also come across videos of African Americans complaining because they were ill-treated or mistreated by Africans when they did not expect a fellow black person to treat them in a certain way. But all this stems from a point of ignorance and an African hating an African American, or the vice versa, an African American hating an African. For me, it's just self-hate, disguised or wrapped in ignorance. I say this because it is truly ignorance, because we are one people. That's why they are African Americans, African. And they are often told, you need to go back. But back to where? And we are Africans. We belong from this continent, and they are not black because someone says they are black. We all are not black because white people say that. No, it is our sense of belonging. It is our identity. It is our community. And being black is beautiful. But it is incredibly, unfathomable, painful to see that this division still goes on, even after all we go through in the hands of white people as black people, We can be having this kind of divisions right now, because you will know that all of you are black, an African and an African American, when a white person is introduced in the room. In a place like America, where things are very sensitive, you will know that all of you are black when a white policeman is taking care of you. He will not differentiate you that you are coming from Nigeria, you're coming from Kenya, you're coming from South Africa, and so you're African. And you on the left or on the other side, you're coming from America, so you're African American. No, they think of all of us as black, and we need to take this and make from it. It says when life gives you lemons, do not cry because lemons are bitter. Squeeze lemonade out of the lemons. We need to take that, and from it must stem our community, a community, not a neighborhood. A neighborhood, no, a community. A community is people that commune, people that share, people that are the same. I've come across videos on the internet where Africans are telling African Americans that they don't have a culture. And African Americans actually do have a culture. There is an African American culture that even Africans emulate, even white people admire, even people as far as in Japan lately are emulating the African American culture. Let's talk about hip hop. That is African American culture. There are so many people in Africa who wanna emulate, dress like, speak like, wanna be like the African Americans. What is that? It is their culture. And just because probably they're black and don't share their culture with Africans doesn't make them cultureless or not have a culture. They have a culture, they brood a culture from their ancestry and onto the land of the slave masters that they found themselves in. They eventually brood from that, their own kind of culture. So it really exists. They don't, not that they don't have a culture, they have a culture of their own. Just because someone doesn't consume or eat that food you eat doesn't make what they have not food, really. And in fact, there are a lot of similarities between African culture and African American culture. If you observe that keenly and just keenly enough, you find that the similarities far outweigh the differences. But over distance, long distances, and over a long period of time, we have grown to adapt to different situations. And that's why distance and time has put us apart, the Africans and African Americans. And that's why we have grown the differences, because we have adapted to the places that we belong. For example, African Americans really relate to racism better than Africans. But Africans probably relate to colonization better than African Americans. But essentially, if you look, colonization and colonialism, racial discrimination and racism are actually just two sides of the same coin. They are both the advances of white supremacy.
When Africans come here and when Black Americans go to Africa, we truly realize that we are the same. We're all very flashy. Most of us are loud. Most of us are aggressive. We're very family oriented. We're each one, teach one type situation. You got them shoes, I want them too. You got that purse, you want them too. And everybody cook the same dishes. How your macaroni and cheese taste? How your macaroni and cheese taste? We're the fucking same. We can own businesses. It can say you're open at 9. Bitch ain't open until 12. You got to call somebody standing at the door. Talking about, are you open today? I'm at the house. I'll be there in an hour. Can you wait on me? Bitch, what the fuck? Like, I'm telling you. Why the fuck are you apologizing for saying that Black Americans need to know where they come from? You do. You're saying that we don't have culture. We have culture that we adopted, and being descendants of slaves who were brought over here from Africa. But for him to receive backlash saying that Black Americans lack culture, Black Americans, whether we want to acknowledge it, our base is fucking Africa, period. And that's all he was saying. If Black Americans went home and understood where they came from, then we would be more prosperous as a people. But because we're at odds with Africans, and we're like, oh, we're not African, we're not, this is the fuck you are. You got niggas around here still running around, some of them American Indian. How the let's be honest. You still black. Just like when a white person is fucking a nigga, you still black. You are Black, Indian, white, but your base is Africa. Like, well, why is he receiving backlash when out of anybody that's doing music, he's bridging it? Because yes, they're saying, well, he's sampling for more art from American artists that he claims have no culture. He's bridging the Black American music with African music, and that's why he's selling out stadiums around the world. And half of y'all worried about, oh, they coming over here to get a green card. Go get your green card in Africa. Y'all need to go home. I'm telling you, y'all will have so much fun. I see so many Black Americans moving over to South Africa and they living good, buying $200,000 mansions. But house help, but same motherfucking houses they selling for 15, 20 million in goddamn LA. They buying that shit for $200,000, showing up to work late. Bitch, mortgage is paid off.
Okay, well, I think it's safe to say that sowing division between us, Black people, Africans, African Americans, is something we cannot afford right now. is something that we should do anything within our power to discard, to relegate it, call it out of our community, because we need to have each other's back in this world of today, where we all face the same challenges. We need to outgrow above the pettiness of you're African, I am American. Yeah, it's time to summon our unity, and a unity of purpose. Let me know what you think in the comments. And please like and share this video. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, I will kindly ask you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Check out our other videos for more interesting content. So until next time, I will appreciate to see you in the next video. Peace out.